This breaking news coming in. The former head of Canada's COVID-19 vaccine campaign, Major General Dany Fortin, has been found not guilty of sexual assault. That verdict just coming in, a judge in Quebec finding Fortin saying that he was not guilty in a case that dates back to 1988, when Dany Fortin at the time was attending a military college. Fortin had maintained his innocence during the trial. And of course, this led to him stepping down in that role. There was a lot of concerns and questions over those allegations. He had long said that he was innocent. He was not guilty of those crimes. And of course, very high profile. This man was the point person for the Trudeau government's vaccine rollout for many months, spearheading those press conferences, giving Canadians updates as the vaccine rolled out. So we have this breaking news again. Dany Fortin not guilty. Let's bring in CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver, who is covering the story. She is just outside the courtroom. Annie, bring us up to speed. What we know, what happened.
Hi, Todd. Well, as you mentioned, the judge in this case has just determined that he believes that Dany Fortin is not guilty, and he has acquitted him. He was charged with one case of sexual assault. Now, in his verdict, in the ruling, which took about an hour to deliver, the judge in this case says that he does believe sincerely that the woman who came forward was sincere, and he does believe that she was sexually assaulted. He also said that he sympathizes with her, but that decisions like this cannot be made based on sympathy, but they must be made on evidence and proof. And he said that while he does believe that the victim, who we cannot name because of a publication ban, was sexually assaulted, the judge said that ultimately, after 4 days of testimony, he was not convinced without a reasonable doubt that Dany Fortin was the accuser in that case.
I'm also curious, Annie, what the implications here are for Dany Fortin.
Well, Dany Fortin has actually filed with federal court. There's a case going there about his dismissal because, as you know, he was the head of Canada's vaccine rollout back in 2020 and 2021, a very high-profile position where he was on TV every single day and in people's living rooms during the vaccine procurement phase. And when this allegation came forward, he was removed. Now, he and his lawyers allege that there was political interference in his removal, that he was denied due process. So that case went before federal court. They ultimately rejected it, said he had to go before the grievance process in the military, and he filed an appeal. But that appeal was on hold pending the outcome of this case. So it remains to be seen exactly what will happen in there. Does that continue? Now, of course, there is also the potential here for the Crown to appeal the case, which is a possibility, and we'll just have to wait and see. We are expecting to hear from Fortin as well as his lawyers, so we'll have that coming up for you pretty soon, Todd.
And the allegations involved an incident from 34 years ago, Annie. That also, no doubt, a factor in all of this.
Yeah, so this stems from an allegation back in 1988. The victim says that they were both students at the time. She says that it was the middle of the night and she woke up to a man on top of her. Then there were some details that I don't want to say necessarily, but there were, a sexual act that was committed. She said the lighting in the room wasn't great because it was the middle of the night. And she says afterwards that she went and told her boyfriend at the time. The judge talked about the fact that there were some contradictions, that the boyfriend who was on the stand didn't remember having a conversation at all. He says perhaps it's because it was 34 years, but the judge did say that having a conversation of this magnitude with a girlfriend telling you that she was sexually assaulted, you'd think that would be something you'd remember. That's sort of what the judge pointed out, and he said it was surprising that the boyfriend had no recollection whatsoever of that conversation. The judge also said that there were some contradictions, and it seemed that perhaps there were some exaggerations on the part of the woman who came forward, that initially when she talked to police, she said that she knew Fortin was the person who allegedly assaulted her because he spoke. And then she recanted that information in a later interview and said that there was no speaking. Now, the woman who came forward says that there were some inconsistencies because when she was on the stand here testifying, she wanted to be 100% certain. And if she wasn't 100% certain, she didn't want to move forward. So ultimately, the judge said that he was just not convinced that there was enough light in the room to be able to tell 100% who the accused was in that case. And he said that, there were some potential exaggerations, it seemed, and that he did not believe that Dany Fortin was the accused, that there was reasonable doubt, and ultimately that's why he deemed it a non-guilty verdict.